Imagine a ruler remembered in history books as mad, cruel, and the man who burned Rome. But what if much of that story was propaganda written by his political enemies? This is the tale of Emperor Nero, a young ruler whose name may have been slandered and distorted by history itself.
Part 1. The Young Emperor. Nero was born in 37 AD and became emperor at the age of 16, one of the youngest emperors in Roman history. His mother, Agrippina the Younger, was a powerful and ambitious woman, rumored to have poisoned her husband, Emperor Claudius, to secure Nero's place on the throne. From the very beginning, Nero was surrounded by political intrigue. The Senate despised him for his youth, the military underestimated him, and the elites whispered that his mother was the true power behind the throne. Yet in his early years, Nero was surprisingly popular. He lowered taxes, funded public entertainment, and even performed on stage himself as a singer and actor. But in the eyes of Rome's elite, that was disgraceful. An emperor was supposed to rule, not sing. Part 2. The Great Fire of Rome. The most infamous event tied to Nero is the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. For 6 days, flames consumed the city. Thousands of homes and businesses were destroyed, leaving the people of Rome in despair. History books claim Nero played the lyre while Rome burned. That image, the emperor calmly singing as his capital turned to ash, became immortal. But is it true? Other records suggest Nero was not even in Rome when the fire started. He returned quickly, opened his palace to shelter refugees, and organized food supplies for the victims. So why does history portray him as the monster who lit the flames? Part 3. The Politics of Propaganda. To answer that, we must ask, who wrote the story? Most of what we know about Nero comes from Tacitus, Suetonius, and Cassius Dio, historians who lived decades after Nero's death and who were deeply loyal to the Senate. But the Senate was Nero's greatest enemy. Nero aligned himself with the common people, artists, and even slaves. He reduced the Senate's power, threatening the aristocracy's influence. So when Rome burned, the Senate had every reason to paint Nero as guilty. In the war of words, Nero became the perfect scapegoat. Part 4. Nero and the Christians. After the fire, rumors about Nero grew unbearable. To redirect public anger, he accused the early Christian community of arson. What followed was one of the darkest moments in Roman history. Thousands of Christians were arrested, tortured, and executed. Some were torn apart by wild animals in the arena. Others burned alive as human torches to light Nero's gardens at night. This cemented Nero's reputation as the Antichrist in Christian memory. But was Nero truly motivated by hatred of Christianity, or was it simply political convenience targeting a small, unpopular group to save his rule? Part 5. Court Intrigues and a Tragic End. Nero's life was consumed not only by public scandal, but also by betrayal within his own palace. His mother, Agrippina, once his greatest supporter, was eventually seen as too ambitious. Nero ordered her assassination. Others close to him met similar fates: his wives, his mentors, his allies. Was this evidence of madness, or was it the brutal reality of surviving in a world where plots against the emperor were constant? By 68 AD, rebellion erupted across the empire. The Senate declared Nero a public enemy. Abandoned by his guards, Nero fled Rome. In despair, he took his own life, reportedly saying, "What an artist dies in me." How ironic. A man who saw himself as a patron of the arts, remembered forever as a tyrant and a monster. Part 6. What history chose to forget. Today, modern historians are re-examining Nero's story. Was he truly insane? Did he really burn Rome? Or was he a victim of the most powerful propaganda campaign in Roman history? The truth is, much of Nero's positive record was erased. His efforts to reduce taxation, his support for the arts, his attempts to rebuild Rome with safer, more organized architecture after the fire. Instead, the narrative focused only on blood, fire, and cruelty. It seems clear history was written by his enemies, and though Nero once held absolute power, he lost the battle against the pens of historians.